Queen Elizabeth II is the world's most well-known and longest-ruling monarch. She was a powerful woman with a long list of achievements. But have you ever thought about where the Queen lived, her lifestyle, and history? Don't worry, we will tell you everything in this video. So, subscribe to our channel now and press the bell icon to get in touch with us. Let's get started. Early life. Princess Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, who later became Queen Elizabeth II, was born in London on April 21, 1926. Her parents were Prince Albert, Duke of York, famous for King George VI, and Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon. Most people didn't know when Elizabeth was born that she would one day be the Queen of Great Britain. Elizabeth, who was called Lilibet, was a princess for the first 10 years of her life, but she didn't have to worry about being the next king or queen. Elizabeth's father and mother split their time between a home in London and Royal Lodge, the family's home on the grounds of Windsor Great Park. Tutors came to their homes to teach Elizabeth and her younger sister Margaret. There were French, math, and history classes, and lessons in dancing, singing, and making art. When World War II broke out in 1939, Elizabeth and her sister were moved to Windsor Castle and spent most of their time there. In 1940, she gave the first of her famous radio speeches. This one was meant to comfort the children of Britain who had been taken away from their homes and families. The 14-year-old princess, calm and firm, told them, "In the end, everything will be fine because God will take care of us and give us peace and victory." Elizabeth soon took on other jobs in the public eye. Elizabeth's father made her the Colonel-in-Chief of the Grenadier Guards. She made her first public appearance in 1942 to check on the troops. She also started going with her parents on business trips around Britain. The luxurious residence of Queen Elizabeth. The most famous person in the world, Queen Elizabeth II, lives in a very comfortable palace. One of her main homes is Sandringham Manor in Norfolk County. The estate has been in the royal family for 4 generations, and when her father died, the Queen inherited the impressive 20,000-acre lot surrounded by lawn and gardens. Inside the mansion, you can see how carefully the rooms are decorated. The rooms have wooden furniture, paintings of the royal family, expensive chandeliers, and plaster moldings on the walls and ceilings. Queen Elizabeth usually spends Christmas and New Year's at this property, and it is easy to imagine her walking through these historic rooms. You can visit the amazing palace at certain times of the year and pay £85 to see a few rooms inside. To give you an idea of how big this property is, some sources say it's worth around $65 million. The Queen also owns a Balmoral Castle on the Royal Deeside in Scotland. It is a Scottish baronial-style palace that was started in 1390 but wasn't finished until 1856. The 20,000-acre site is the family's summer retreat, where they raise a variety of animals, plant a variety of vegetable orchards, and care for the many gardens on the property with the help of up to 100 staff. Palaces of Queen Elizabeth around the world. Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of the United Kingdom, had several estates spread across the country. This billion-dollar property portfolio is called the Crown Estate, and the Queen only had control over it as long as she was on the throne. This means she can't sell or make a profit on the properties, but that doesn't stop her from enjoying the perks of these properties. An example of this is Windsor Castle, a royal residence. Buckingham Palace is the Queen's official home and main place of work. It is one of the most famous symbols of Britain and a major tourist attraction in the city of London. The palace is 830,000 square feet and has 775 rooms. The decor is similar to that of the Windsor Castle. Elizabeth often hosts important people at the palace, which is worth an estimated $5 billion. The car collection of Queen Elizabeth. The world's oldest and most famous queen, also known as Queen Elizabeth II, has luxurious vehicles at her disposal, and those who believe that only her personal drivers operate them are erroneous. For instance, the Queen's mother enjoys taking the wheel herself, owned a custom-built 2001 Daimler Super V8 that was auctioned in 2017 for approximately $56,000. Elizabeth also owned a collection of Land Rovers, including a 2015 Land Owlets model with an open rear. An even more sophisticated vehicle is a Bentley Bentayga, a 600-horsepower SUV that costs approximately $460,000. Elizabeth once possessed a 1955 Rolls-Royce Phantom 4, which was sold at auction in 2018 for a staggering $1,390,000. According to some accounts, the Queen's custom-made Bentley State Limousine is one of the most recognizable and opulent cars she employs at big events since it is equipped with several opulent luxuries. This royal car is worth £10 million or $13 million. Elizabeth II has an incredible collection of automobiles. Private planes of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth II has been in the United Kingdom for almost 70 years. Because her job is so important, she has a very comfortable life. She uses a private plane to get to her appointments more quickly and safely. She often uses the Royal Air Force Voyager, an aircraft that carries fuel and can refuel directly in the air. This is why it is an impressive 58 feet long. The plane can hold more than 150 people, and a recent paint and maintenance overhaul cost about £900,000 sterling or $1.2 million. This doesn't include the 2016 refurbishment cost of £10 million sterling. With a price tag of $13.2 million, this plane is only for people who live like queens. The luxurious collection of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth was always in the global media spotlight, and nothing was left out when it comes to spending and luxuries. The monarch is always seen wearing lawns or handbags, and she uses different models for different occasions and looks. Some sources say she has more than 200 handbags by the British brand, and that the Traviata, which cost about $2,600, and the Royale, which cost $3,100, are the ones she used the most. Queen Elizabeth had a private ATM in her house to get cash whenever she wanted. Her large jewelry collection is one of her most desirable things. Her different tiaras and some of her most eye-catching jewelry pieces with their many precious stones. For example, she owned a Burmese Queen Elizabeth ruby tiara with 96 ruby stones worth about $7 million. The imperial crown is another famous jewel. It is made of gold and has sapphires, emeralds, pearls, rubies, and 1.3 kilograms of diamonds. Some say it costs $4.5 million to make such a crown, but the Queen's original crown is worth much more because of its history. Elizabeth's entire collection of more than 300 jewels, including brooches, necklaces, earrings, and wands, is estimated to be worth $3.5 billion. Queen Elizabeth's art collection. Another significant material item that is currently under Queen Elizabeth's protection is the enormous royal art collection. It is one of the few European collections that has been preserved, making it one of the most significant art collections in the world. The public can visit several of the UK's castles and palaces to view the 270,000 works of art housed there. The collection contains around 600 drawings that Leonardo da Vinci created, as well as at least 20 drawings that Michelangelo created. The huge wealth of Queen Elizabeth. Many people who are used to having presidents represent their people have difficulty understanding how much money the monarch of the United Kingdom, Queen Elizabeth II, earns and how she earns it. For those unaware, Queen Elizabeth II has her fortune divided into two parts: her personal investments that are independent from her reign and her income from her work as queen. Although her personal wealth is not completely known, some sources estimate that she inherited it from her family inheritance. This sum of money is transferred just once each year, but it is equal to 25% of the income generated by the Crown Estate Fund. The remaining 75% is transferred to the British Bank. However, contrary to what many people believe, maintaining the royal family and all of the perks of the crown does not just generate expenses for the UK. Instead, it moves a lot of money, primarily through tourism. For instance, the crown contributed $2.7 billion to the global pandemic relief effort before the pandemic hit. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, leave a comment, and suggest some other videos to watch. We will be sure to catch you up in the next video.